great to welcome in Charlie Clark of the Hilton-Bluffton Chamber of Commerce. Charlie, folks need to get their calendars out because we got a lot of stuff to talk about that has a date on it, I think. Let us begin with Restaurant Week is wrapping up. You're hearing good feedback from the restaurateurs?
Yeah, it's always amazing. People love this week. Residents love this week. People actually travel in specifically for this week, and restaurants as well. It's just a great way to try out new things. We had, as of the middle of the week, we had over 37,000 people go to chamberrestaurantweek.com to find out what was happening, where the deals were. So I think it was sort of a win-win for everybody. Okay, everybody wins there. Everybody's going to win this whole rest of the month because it is Black History Month, and this town has really jumped on it with lots of activity. Gullah celebration all month long. As you know, they had the Freedom Day celebration at Mitchellville last weekend, which was a tremendous event. We're thrilled that in working with some of the media we work with Travel and Leisure, there was a national story completely focused on the island's Gullah culture, and that's fantastic. It also got syndicated on MSN, which means there's additional 67 million eyeballs that have the chance to see that. So we're just really proud to shine the spotlight on our local Gullah culture. You know, we were known for so much, and just letting people know, hey, there's also rich history here, and in addition to fantastic beaches is always a plus. We just talked with Councilwoman Becker from Town Council. Town Council is kind of taking a tack toward taking care of the residents first, and not so much that we don't want to upset any visitors, but we want them to appreciate the residents. You're a resident, but you're also in charge of getting the visitors here. I am. You know what? Where does that? You know, we have data, third-party data, not our data, not us saying it, somebody else saying. Surprisingly, it's interesting to know that when you look at occupancy, when you look at overall occupancy for the last couple of years, it's remained relatively flat, believe it or not. A lot of people think there's more coming, there's coming. If you look at the patterns for day trippers, that has increased by 20% since pre-pandemic levels. So that's something we should be looking at as well. Just I think what the town is looking to do in terms of parking regulation, especially on the south end, is going to make a difference. But when people have that perception of, oh, there's so many more people, overnight guests remain relatively steady. They're paying more to come here. Those rates are up, 11% over last year, and last year's were up over 19% over the year prior. So they're paying, but the occupancy levels have held relatively steady. That's interesting, and again, that's something that the town is going to have to figure out how to wrestle with, as you said, the parking and such. What else you got going on? You've settled on a date for the ball. Yes, it's back by popular demand too. We get lots of calls and questions about when are you going to do the chamber ball? Because as you know, Bob, it's really sort of the Oscars of the Lowcountry. We get to shine the spotlight on some pretty incredible people who call this place home. So this year, April 1, mark your calendars. We're going to be doing a Mad for Plaid. We're doing a tribute to the RBC heritage. Okay. It's so much a part of the DNA of who we are as a community. And this year is especially meaningful since it's been designated by the PGA. It's one of only 4 that were designated. So we think it's a great year to celebrate that. Yeah, and so Chamber Ball will be, do I have to find a plaid tux? Yeah, well, you'd be surprised. I'm sure that people will. Will. But really what we love about it, it's really the time we shine that spotlight. We have the Icon Award, which we'll be giving out this year, as well as an award that's named now after the Heritage, called the Heritage Award. Heritage Classic Foundation does so much good for this community. What a great organization. So we're going to recognize other organizations who are doing the same thing. So great night. Mark your calendars for April 1. All right. Anything else? That about it? Just a busy spring. That gets us through. That gets us to the Heritage, and then of course Heritage Week. You better get your tickets because that thing's just getting closer and closer to being sold out. They're going fast. It's going to sell out. It really will. It's such a great event for us. All right, Charlie, great to catch up with you, and we will talk to you again soon. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks. Charlie Clark of the Hilton-Bluffton Chamber of Commerce. We'll be back with a little sports right after this.